what type of education we need now. As we know that from time immemorial, Bharat was Jagat Guru. Jagat Guru means the one who has capability to guide the world, to show the light to others, to move on right path. Then we must understand that what should be the type of education we must provide to our generations. Education is something which is nurturing the root, water the root to enjoy the fruit. As Maharshi says, this is very, very important. Water the root to enjoy the fruit. It means education should be like watering the root. Watering the root means we simply nourish the roots, we simply nurture the roots, so the capability of every plant is different. Assimilation from the same soil, different things differently. In the same soil, there are variety of plants. Variety of plants grow in the same soil. But because they assimilate different things from the same soil, so therefore they give different fruits, different vegetables, different flowers, but they are growing in the same soil. So education should be to water the root only. We should make the self, the consciousness of the student nourish. We must take care of every individual differently. That's why the Indian system, the Vedic system of education was Guru Shishya Parampara. It was never Guru Shishyo ki Parampara. It was never mass education. It was Guru Shishya Parampara. It was one-to-one relationship. Every student was taken care of differently by a Guru. Every potential was different. So, the essence of education should be how to water the root. Education should not be simply pouring in the informations, pouring in something into a pot. It is not merely putting informations into a pot, because putting information now technology is so advanced that there is no need to put information into one's brain, because that is a very, very, very easy job now. Every mobile has recorder. Every mobile has Google search. Every mobile has, whatever information you require, it is available on fingertip. So now this is the time not to waste the precious consciousness, priceless consciousness, in just wasting the method of education what we are practicing from a few centuries. It is sheer wastage of precious, priceless consciousness. because it should not be simply putting information and in the name of examination, just put out or write out or just give back those information on a question paper and you are pass or fail or qualified or disqualified. It is a very, very old or it is very, very outdated method of education. Education should be nurturing the mind to avail the full potential of possibilities one has. And one has the possibility to grow to its fullest health, fullest mental potential, and fullest spiritual growth, fullest emotional growth, and so many dimensions. The education should be so that one blooms, grows, fulfills all dimensions of life. It shouldn't be simply pouring in some information and just in the name of examination, just getting out those informations. No creativity, no adding something more in it. Now, this is the right time, this is the high time to understand that how we should teach the mind, how we should train the consciousness, how should we teach. That's why in Vedic system of education, it was Shiksha and Diksha. Shiksha and Diksha. Educating and initiating someone, both are two very important aspects. So now this is the time to understand that we should try to nourish the mind in such a way so that it reaches to its fullest potential. It realizes the goal. It attains the goal. It has come on this earth. Consciousness has great potential. It can, every consciousness, every brain can add a lot in the society, in all aspects of society. But the thing is that we should try to create that atmosphere so that in the education system, every brain evolves in such a way so that every individual can contribute its best to society. Because now we are not using every individual as a contributor. In the present modern system of education, every individual is not a contributor. It's simply we put in some information, we take out some information, the same information we take out on the answer sheet and we just give some number, you are pass, fail or qualified or disqualified. This is absolutely wrong way. It is not should not be the method to check the status of memory of a person. Memory has nothing to do with creativity. Memory is not only aspect one should check in the name of education, in the name of examination system. The examination systems should be such that we can check what is the potential of every human being. What is the potential? How to create the best of the potential one has? What is the aspect of creativity one can contribute? And every individual has the ability to contribute something or other to society. And in the modern system of education, we take least focus, we put least focus on creativity, so that mind of a person is nurtured in such a way so that creativity blooms to its full potential. Every consciousness, every student become the contributor in something or other. So now this is the high time to put those effort in the education system so that every individual is taken care of in such a beautiful, in such a caring way, that every individual becomes so creative that in all dimensions of life, in all dimensions of education, every individual should be contributor, should become a contributor, creative. Every individual should contribute something or other. So this is something very, very important, and there are many ways how to create that contributing capacity evolved. And the main thing is, unless you go to the bank, there is no use of going to market, because unless you have enough money in your pocket, what you will do in the market, what you will spend. So in the modern system of education, we must try to make every individual, every student connected to that reservoir which is infinite. He should be connected with the Kuber, with the treasure, which is infinite. And what is that treasure? What is that Kuber? What is the ocean or infinite source of creativity? That is the fourth level of consciousness, that is called Turiya Avastha. So we must introduce this aspect in the life of every student, so that every student takes a dip in that fourth state of consciousness. Like sleeping, dreaming and waking are three states, and there is another state that is called in Gita Turiya Avastha. So when every person takes dip in that ocean of consciousness, that level of consciousness, which is called Turiya Avastha, and that is the source of everything. Every animate, inanimate object, all the creation of universe came from the same source. In Gita it is said, that is Shivam Shantam Advaitam Chaturtham Manyanti Sa Atma Saviggeya. And what happens when one is aligned with that, when one is established there? Maya Dhikshay Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. It means everything happens as per your desire. And as a result, what happens? Jo iksha kare ho man mahi, Prabhu Pratap kachu darlabh nahi. Means, whatever one desires, it is fulfilled. That is E equal to square. And energy can be converted to matter. Matter can be converted to energy. It might be right or wrong, but here this is only right. That is called Sankalp Matre Siddhati. When one is established in that source of consciousness, then whatever desire, whatever impulse comes in the mind, activity, thought, creativity, action, everything is organized in such a beautiful, spontaneous, flawless way that one indulges in the activity in that systematic manner automatically, spontaneously, that one achieves his or her goal holistically, completely, and surely. It's a certain way to achieve the goal. So now we should try to introduce this system of education where every individual is connected to the source of the creativity, source of the creation, so that every individual becomes the potential source of potential of getting everything. And this is the high time, this is the right time to take care of all these things. Very, very important aspect of life should be included in the education system now for every student, so that every student becomes the revealer of the totality and contributor of all aspects to the society.